Hello everyone, welcome to all. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about energy transfer and work transfer. First of all, we should know what is meant by energy. Energy is one of the major inputs for our economic development of any country. So, if we have the capacity to do the work, then we have some amount of energy. That is, energy can be defined as the capacity to do the work. When you give the energy as an input towards any system, then definitely an output from a system will be obtained. That output will be a mechanical work. It is in the form of high grade energy. The rate of work transfer is referred as power. Work transfer with respect to time is called as the power. There are four different sources of energies. First one, transitional energy. If the energy is available in the moving condition, that is energy in motion, is called as transitional energy. Best example, wind energy and tidal energy. Wind energy is moving condition. Second type, capital energy. If we derive the energy from the naturally available fuels existing in earth, is called as capital energy. For example, fossil fuels. We can derive petrol, diesel, so many fuels from the crude oil. That crude oil is available in our earth. So, that type of energy, chemical energy is present. That chemical energy is utilized for IC engines, that is internal combustion engines, to get the required mechanical power output. So that type of energy from the fuels existing in earth is called as capital energy. Third type source of energy is celestial energy. In our daytime, we can receive the light energy as well as heat energy from the sun. So the energy coming out of the outer atmosphere, that is called as celestial energy. Then finally, stored energy. This is the type of mechanical energy. So energy existing in various form. We can store the energy in flywheel, geothermal. So this type of energy can be called as stored energy. This is also a mechanical energy. Now, this is the different forms of energy from the four sources. Energy can be in the form of mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, thermal energy, electromagnetic energy. Forms of energy. For our thermodynamic analysis, all different forms of energy can be put into two major groups. First group, stored energy, and the second group, transit energy. These two groups are considered for our thermodynamic analysis. Stored energy can be classified into two forms of energy. First one, macroscopic forms of energy, and second one, microscopic forms of energy. In microscopic forms of energy, we can measure the properties, that is potential energy and kinetic energy, for each and every molecular level. That is the sum of potential energy kinetic energy is called as internal energy. So in molecular level analysis, the microscopic forms of energy has been studied. In macroscopic forms of energy, potential energy and kinetic energy have been discussed. And the second category, transit energy. If the energy possessed by the system, which is capable of crossing the boundaries, that is, if any energy, if it crosses the boundaries of the system, then the energy is called as transit energy, that is transitional energy. Example, heat energy and work transfer. So heat energy can be transferred from high temperature region to low temperature region. So if your system is in the high temperature and your surrounding is at the low temperature, naturally the heat energy will be transferred from your system towards the surroundings. It crosses the boundary. So this type of energy is called as transit energy. Likewise, work transfer also. What is meant by mechanical energy? Mechanical energy can be defined as a form of energy that can be converted directly and completely into mechanical work by an ideal mechanical devices such as an ideal turbine or pump. If a system can able to convert the mechanical energy directly, then the energy can be called as mechanical energy. Otherwise, we cannot call that type of energy is called as mechanical energy. So, for example, we take the turbine or pump. The pump is used to transfer the mechanical energy, that is the rotary power, to the fluid for raising its pressure. Thereby, we can lifting the water from the sump level to the top floor. So it transfers the mechanical energy to the fluid by raising its pressure directly. And the second example, an turbine, it produces the mechanical power output from the flowing fluid by reducing its pressure. So my dear friends, please understand, the turbine is the mechanical work producing devices and pump is the work absorbing devices. Okay. So if a system directly converted and completely into mechanical work, then that energy is called as mechanical energy. Okay. If a fluid flowing over a pipe, so the pressure force acting on the fluid through a particular distances, it produces the flow work of the fluid, that is pressure into volume per unit mass. It is the energy of the flowing fluid and is called as flow energy. What is meant by enthalpy? Already we discussed different types of properties, thermodynamic properties, pressure, volume, temperature, internal energy, heat transfer, work transfer, whether it is the point function or path function. So now the new property, what is meant by enthalpy? Simply we can call the enthalpy is nothing but it is the total heat content of the system, and it can be defined as the sum of internal energy and the product of pressure and volume. In many thermodynamic analysis, this enthalpy plays a very vital role for calculating the heat content. It is denoted by the symbol capital H. Since the internal energy U is a property, pressure P is a property, volume V is a property. By definition, the sum of internal energy and the product of pressure and volume is also these properties. We can call this enthalpy is also a property of a system. It can be measured in units of kilojoule. Per unit mass of the system, that is for 1 kilogram substance of the system, the enthalpy can be called as specific enthalpy. Specific means with respect to unit mass. Rate means with respect to time. Here, with respect to 1 kilogram of a substance, the enthalpy is called as specific enthalpy, that is enthalpy per unit mass of the system. So we can write the formula small h equal to small u plus PV. It should be noted that a very important point, enthalpy is a combination of other properties, but it is not a form of energy, just it is a combination of other properties like internal energy and pressure and volume. So it is a enthalpy is also one of the property. It does not form an energy. Okay. Next one, heat. If a temperature difference is existing between the two different systems, naturally the heat will be transferred from high temperature region to low temperature region, that is hot body to cold body. Therefore, this heat is the transfer form of energy, that is under the category of transit energy. Okay, so it flows between the two systems or the system and its surrounding. In order to transfer the electrical current from one point to another point, potential difference is essential. Likewise, for heat transfer process, the essential is temperature difference. If there is no temperature difference, there will be no heat transfer. The amount of heat transfer from the state 1 to 2, that is for a process, can be designed as Q1 to 2 or simply Q. Heat is also measured in joules in SI units. In MKS units, it can be measured in calories. Specific heat, that is called as the next property, specific heat. Before that, a simple example for heat transfer are discussed here. What is meant by heat transfer? The flow of heat from one system to another system or a single system with its surroundings is called as heat transfer. ஒரு சிஸ்டத்திலிருந்து சரௌண்டிங் நமக்கு heat transfer ஆகுது அப்படின்னா we can call this takes called as a heat transfer. For example, consider a hot baked potato. இப்போ நம்ம வந்து ஒரு பொட்டேட்டோ எடுத்துக்கிறோம். நான் வந்து இந்த பொட்டேட்டோ வந்து சமைக்கணும், வேக வைக்கணும், பேக் பண்ண வைக்க போறோம். So what can I do? Initially, I give some heat energy towards the potato. That is, I supply the heat energy towards the system. Here potato is considered as the system. So heat is added for the system. That is called as the transfer of heat into a system. The heat is transferred from the flame towards the potato. That is called as heat addition process or heat supply. After the baked potato is removed from the oven, you kept in the room condition. Within a certain time, the baked potato becomes cool. So, what occurs? The heat is transferred from the system, that is from the potato, towards the atmospheric air. For example, if 2 kilojoule of thermal energy is released from the potato, that is, it transfers in the form of heat energy. Therefore, we can call this heat transfer takes place from a system to its surrounding. This heat energy is transferred from the potato towards the atmosphere. அந்த உருளைக்கிழங்கு வந்து சூடாகிறதுக்கு அப்புறம் இறக்கி வச்ச பிறகு ஆறுது கொஞ்ச நேரம் கழிச்சு. அப்ப அந்த ஹீட் வந்து உருளைக்கிழங்குல இருந்து சுத்தி இருக்கக்கூடிய அட்மாஸ்பியரிக் ஏருக்கு டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆயிருக்கு. இதுதான் என்ன சொல்றோம் அப்படின்னா ஹீட் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்னு சொல்றோம். சோ அதை வேக வைக்கிறதுக்கு நான் கொடுத்த ஹீட் தான் ஹீட் அடிஷன் ப்ராசஸ், தட் இஸ் ஹீட் சப்ளை ப்ராசஸ். அதை வேக வச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் அதை ஆற வைக்கிறோம். அந்த ஆற வைக்கிறதுக்கு எவ்வளவு ஹீட் வந்து உள்ள இருக்குதோ அவ்வளவு ஹீட்டுமே ரிமூவ் ஆகி வெளியே போகுது. That is, that heat is transferred from the system. That process is called as heat rejection process. So please note the point, heat transfer definitely crosses the system boundary. Okay. Adiabatic process. If a system is well thermally insulated, there will be no heat transfer between the system and surrounding. ஒரு சிஸ்டம் இருக்கு, நான் சுத்தி வந்து இன்சுலேஷன் போட்டு வச்சிருக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னா ஹீட் வெளியே இருந்து உள்ளேயும் போக முடியாது, உள்ள இருந்து வெளியவும் போக முடியாது. அதுக்கு தான் நீங்க ஐஸ் பெட்டிலாம் பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா உட்டன் பாக்ஸால செஞ்சிருப்பாங்க. அதுக்கு உள்ள ஒரு தெர்மோகோல் லேயர் இருக்கும். ஸோ வெளியே உள்ள ஹீட் வந்து ஐஸ் பெட்டிக்கு உள்ள போகாது, உள்ள இருந்து கூலிங் வந்து வெளியே கான்டாக்ட்ல இருக்காது. ஸோ தட் சிஸ்டம் இஸ் கன்சிடர்ட் as the adiabatic system. ஸோ இப்படி ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் வந்து ஹீட் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் இல்லாம இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா that process is called as adiabatic process. ஸோ ரெண்டு வழி இருக்குது இந்த ப்ராசஸ் வந்து adiabatic ப்ராசஸா இருக்கிறதுக்கு. Either the system is well insulated, the system should be well insulation condition so that a small amount of heat can be passed through the boundary. It is negligible. Second way, both the systems and surroundings are at the same temperature and therefore there is no driving force for heat transfer. If your system and the surroundings should be kept at the same temperature, then for the same temperature condition there will be no heat transfer. Whenever the temperature difference exists between the system and the surrounding, then only heat transfer starts from high temperature region to the low temperature region. So in order to achieve the process as a adiabatic process, we should maintain a system and surroundings should be equal temperature. Therefore we cannot transfer the heat from system to surrounding or surrounding to system. So this type of process is called as adiabatic process. The next specific heat. What is meant by specific heat? For example, இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு பாத்திரத்துல வந்து ஒரு வெண்ணி எடுத்துக்கிறோம். இந்த வெண்ணி போடுறதுக்கு தண்ணி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஊத்தி வைக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகும்? The water is at initial temperature T1. Let it be 35 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius. You continuously give the heat energy towards the water. நான் என்ன பண்றேன்? அந்த வெண்ணி ஆக்குறதுக்காக கண்டினியூஸா தண்ணியை சூடாக்கிட்டே இருக்கேன். என்ன ஆகும்? 30 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ் 35 ஆயிரும், 35 40 மாறும், 40 45 50 60 70 90 100 வரும்போது கொதிச்சு ஆவியாக போற ஆரம்பிச்சிருது. ஸோ இப்படி டெம்பரேச்சர் வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கு. ஒரு டிகிரில இருந்து இன்னொரு டிகிரிக்கு, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் 30 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ்ல இருந்து 31 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ் நான் டெம்பரேச்சர் ரைஸ் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா how much amount of heat energy is required to change this temperature, that is to change this unit temperature. ஒரு டிகிரி செல்சியஸ் டெம்பரேச்சர் வந்து சேஞ்ச் பண்றதுக்கு நான் எவ்வளவு ஹீட் வந்து தேவைப்படுமோ, that heat is called as specific heat. It is denoted by the symbol capital C. Its unit is kilojoule per gram Kelvin or kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin or kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. Okay. The value of energy storage capacity of a substance is purely depends upon specific heat, because so many thermal energy storage materials are available. That is sensible heat storage materials and latent heat storage materials. Rock, sand pieces having the capacity to store the heat energy. But thermocol does not having the capacity to store the heat energy, because that amount of energy storage capacity of a material is purely depends upon its specific heat. That is, how much amount of heat is required to raise the unit temperature to increase the 1 degree Celsius. So if we have to multiply the mass of the substance and the specific heat value, you get the value of heat capacity. Okay. Next one, work. Our input energy is heat energy. We can produce some mechanical work. So it is in the form of transfer. So it is in the transition condition. Transition condition. One form of energy is transmitted to the another form of energy. That is, heat is converted into work. So like heat energy, work is also a form of energy in transit. So it is defined as the energy transfer associated with the force acting through a distance. For a particular distance, the force acting on the substances. So that is called as energy transfer. So work is an interaction between the system and the surroundings. It can be measured in the unit of kilojoule. What is the definition, thermodynamic definition of work? So in our thermodynamic analysis, we cannot easily recognize the force and the distance in some energy interactions. So thermodynamic definitions will be very useful for the work analysis. According to thermodynamic definition of work, an energy interaction between a system and its surroundings during a process can be considered as work transfer. If an energy interaction will take place between the system and surroundings, so we can call this type of energy interaction is called as the work transfer. If its sole effect on everything external to the system could have been raised a weight. This is the definition for the thermodynamic definition of work. Finally, power. If the work transfer with respect to time, that is per unit time, it is called as the power. We can measure the work in terms of kilojoule. With respect to time, kilojoule per second, that is called as power unit, or kilojoule per second or kilowatts. That is, joule per second is called as watts. So this power is nothing but it is actually the rate of work transfer. Sometimes this power can be expressed in another unit, horsepower, குதிரை திறன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இவ்வளோ பவர்ல ஸ்பீட்ல சுத்திட்டு இருக்கு. பெரிய பெரிய மோட்டார்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இத்தனை ஹார்ஸ் பவர் மோட்டார், இத்தனை ஹார்ஸ் பவர் பம்ப், அது மாதிரி சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, இன்ஜின் சொல்லுவாங்க. So that horsepower is nothing but how much amount of work transfer with respect to time. So 1 horsepower equal to 746 watts. This is the constant value. When you divided that by 1000, you get the value in kilowatts, 0.746 kilowatts. Okay. There are various forms of work transfer: electrical work, mechanical work, moving boundary work, flow work, shaft work, spring work, gravitational work, and acceleration work. Let's see the different forms of work transfer. This is the electrical work transfer. So, due to crossing of electrons from the system boundary, an energy interaction will take place. So, for doing the electrical work, that is for driving a motor or fan, the electrons in a wire moves under the effect of electromotive forces. So, in electrical field, this is called as the electrical work. The work required to drive the motor or fan. So, V into I, electrical work equal to voltage into current. What is meant by mechanical work? If you want to move a piece of material from one place to another place, you need to supply some amount of force by your hand. The product of the force and how much distance, how long the materials to be displaced. எங்க இருந்து எவ்வளவு தூரத்துக்கு இந்த பொருள் வந்து நகர்ந்து வந்திருக்கு நான் கொடுத்த ஃபோர்ஸ்னால, that is called as mechanical work. Force into displacement or distance between the point before and point after. So Wm, mechanical work, equal to force into displacement, F into S. Next one, moving boundary work. In many thermodynamic analysis problem, mechanical work is in the form of moving boundary work. Simple example, piston cylinder. So piston cylinder is the moving boundary. Boundary can be divided into two types: fixed boundary and moving boundary. If the piston is at the same position till entire process, that is called as the fixed boundary. Whenever the heat energy is given towards the mixture inside the engine cylinder, it gets heated. Due to the heating of the gas or mixture inside the cylinder, it gets expanded. So the piston starts to move from one place to another place. So its boundary will be changed. That is called as moving boundary. So what is meant by moving boundary work? So in our thermodynamic problem analysis, mechanical work is in the form of majorly moving boundary work. So it is associated with the real engines, IC engines, internal combustion engines, petrol engine or diesel engine, and compressor. So pressure difference is the driving force for our mechanical work. Pressure difference is major role to create the mechanical work. There is in moving boundary. So at the end of the compression stroke, the pressure is very high. So it cannot again compress the mixture. So it starts to move from that state to the next state. So due to the pressure differences, work will be created. So W equal to integral of P into dV. P is the pressure and dV is the integral volume, differentiation of volume. Okay. The last one, spring work. When a force is applied on a spring, its entire length of the spring will be changes. Initially, if the spring has 10 cm long, ஆரம்பத்தில் ஒரு 10 cm லெங்க்த்தில் ஒரு ஸ்ப்ரிங் இருக்குது. இப்போ நான் அதுக்கு ஒரு ஃபோர்ஸ் கொடுத்து கிலோமாக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், என்ன ஆகும்? இட்ஸ் லெங்த் வில் பி வேரியட், இட்ஸ் லெங்த் வில் பி சேஞ்சஸ். ஸோ வென் த லெங்த் ஆஃப் தி ஸ்ப்ரிங் சேஞ்சஸ் பை எ டிஃபரன்ஷியல் அமௌண்ட் டிஎக்ஸ், எவ்வளோ லெங்த் வந்து சேஞ்ச் ஆகிருக்குது? ஃபோர்ஸ் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன லெங்த் இருந்துச்சு, கொடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் எவ்வளோ லெங்த் வந்திருக்குது, அப்புறம் ரெண்டுக்கும் எவ்வளோ டிஃபரன்ஸ் என்ன? டிஃபரன்ஷியல் அமௌண்ட் ஆஃப் லெங்த், that is considered as dx, because this differential amount of length is depends upon only the influence of the force applied. So the work done performed by this spring work is given by force into differential amount of the length whose the spring changes. எவ்வளோ ஃபோர்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கோம், ஸ்ப்ரிங் எவ்வளோ லெங்த் வந்து வேரி ஆயிருக்கு ஃபோர்ஸ் கொடுத்ததுனால. ஸோ ரெண்டையும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணும்போது ஸ்ப்ரிங் ஒர்க் என்னங்கிறது கிடைக்கும். The last one, sign conventions for heat transfer and work transfer. My dear friends, please understand, if you have a system, closed system or any system, whenever the heat is supplied to the system, it should be considered as positive. If the heat is rejected from the system, it should be treated as negative. For work transfer, if a system is work producing devices, that is, it is work as output from the devices, from the system, that work is considered as the positive. If you need to give the work, the input energy towards the system, then it is called as the negative. ஒரு சிஸ்டத்துக்கு நான் ஒரு ஒர்க்கை வந்து ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ற சிஸ்டம் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதை பாசிட்டிவ்னு சொல்லுவோம். அதே இது ஒரு ஒர்க்கை வந்து வாங்கிட்டு தான் அது வேலை பார்க்குது அப்படின்னா அது வந்து நெகட்டிவ்னு சொல்லிக்கணும் அந்த சிஸ்டத்தை. ஹீட் சப்ளை பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா அது வந்து பாசிட்டிவ் சிஸ்டம்க்கு. சிஸ்டம்ல இருந்து ஹீட் ரிஜெக்ட் ஆகி வெளியே போகுதுன்னா அது வந்து நெகட்டிவ். தேங்க்யூ மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். இஃப் யூ ஹேவ் எனி டவுட், please comment below. I will clarify you. See you in the next session. Bye bye.